Hey everyone, welcome to a special Friday edition of Rockin For God with Lisa Marie Nicole. I'm your host, Lisa Marie Nicole, and I'm going to be doing Fridays now. Besides the first Saturday, I will be doing Fridays also. At the third Friday of the month, I will be hosting also for the rest of the year. And then next year, I'll figure out what I'm going to do then. But right now, I'll be doing Saturdays and Fridays. So today's my first Friday that I'll be doing. And I just want to mention a couple of things real quick. I have friends of mine that are, their name is Paulette and Tony Rock. They have an olive tree store in Bethlehem, Israel. And they are very, very good Christian people, and they are hurting very much in their business because of the war in Israel. So I told them that I would let everybody know about their store. And if anybody would like to go online and purchase something from their store, they have absolutely beautiful stuff. This is one of the crosses that I got from them. It's made of olive wood, and it is just olive tree. It's beautiful. So if you guys would please consider purchasing from them, I will put the link at the bottom of the screen, and you can go on their website at any time. And I really appreciate that. And I'm sure they do also. Also, I have a new book that will be released, The Christmas Stranger, it's called. Pre-sales will be starting September 15th. And the book will be released on all ebook sites on October 15th. I'm so excited. My first book I'll be releasing. And I will be going to the ISSA Awards next Friday. But Saturday, I will live stream the Red Carpet Show right here. So please make sure you watch it. I'm going to be interviewing all the artists. I'm going to be talking to everyone. It's going to be a great day. And I'm going to live stream it here, and you can watch it afterwards also. So anyway, let me get back to my wonderful guest I have today. I have a Christian artist on. His name's Howard Gripp. And I'm going to have him on today. We'll talk to him, and we'll play some of his music and see what he has to say. Hey, Howard, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
We got a lot going on.
Yeah, I know. I try to get everything done at one time so everybody hears everything, so I don't talk through the whole show. I have a tendency to talk a lot. So let's tell everybody who you are and where you're from. You know your name's Howard Gripp, so where you're from.
Yep, I live in Wisconsin, Rapids, Wisconsin, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere, a little bit central northern Wisconsin. And I've been doing Christian music for about just a little over a year now. So I'm a lifetime rocker from way back in the day when I was 16. And God told me to start doing something different with my music about a year ago, and it's taken me all over the place. So it's been pretty crazy.
I was just going to ask you that. How long have you been a Christian artist? It's only been a year?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So do you write your own lyrics to your songs?
I do right now. I've got some co-writing sessions coming up. The first EP that I cut's got 6 songs on it. I wrote all those myself. I'll be doing another EP in January, and I'll have some co-writers on a couple of those songs. So for the most part, I haven't really written a lot with other people. And I did a writer's workshop, songwriter's workshop at a studio in Nashville with a bunch of people, and I had never done that before. And the first day was just super weird to me. You know. I've done a couple of co-writers one-on-one, but there was like 3 people in the room or 4 people in the room, and I don't know. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't used to it. But Saturday went much better. So, and I actually came out of the song with a song out of that. So that's great.
Yeah. How did you meet these people? Did you signed up for something?
So I a year ago when I was going to decide that God was telling me to write Christian music for him, right? I thought, well, I know how to write rock music, though I hadn't done it for a long time. So I just did a Google search for Christian songwriting coaches in Nashville, because everybody's in Nashville, right?
Yep.
John Chisholm came up, National Christian Songwriters Group, and I contacted him, and we did a video chat kind of like this, and I kind of told him what was going on with me, and he laid out his whole plan, and he had an 8-week songwriting course, and he said, you know, it's X amount of dollars, and if you want to do it, great, and if you don't, I fully understand. I said, well, if I'm going to write Christian music, I better learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So I signed up with him, and I went down to Nashville, and I was just going to do a couple of songs. I think AOK Records ran some kind of a special out of Nashville for $450. They would record the music. You could come down and do your vocals. So I thought, well, I've always wanted to go to Nashville. Never been there. I always wanted to record in Nashville. So this is a pretty cheap way. I can do a couple songs for $800-900. Fulfill that little dream, check that box off, and I'll be done. And I flew down there. I did those 2 songs, and I met John for lunch that day. And he also runs a artist development program. And we're talking at lunch, and I had no intentions of talking to him about it. And somehow it just came up. I brought it up, not him. And it was like, you know, I know you have this artist development thing, but I'm not 25 anymore. And, you know, what am I doing? You know, is this something I should even think about doing? And really, he just said, you know, I mean, we're never too old to spread God's word, right? So I don't know what's stopping you. So he said, again, laid out the money and said, you can do it or you don't have to do it or whatever. But I think if God's put it on your heart to write Christian music and perform Christian music, I think you need to take advantage of whatever opportunities you have. So I ended up taking that course, and I ended up cutting an EP with him down in Nashville. So that's kind of how that all started.
So did you, I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying about that, about having that in your heart where you want to do that. But how did you, what kind of music did you do before this?
Oh, I did rock. I used to play in rock band, you know. I'm an 80s guy, so.
Yeah, me too.
Lots of Van Halen,
You're probably my age.
Yeah, Scorpions.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Headbangers.
Yeah. I was a headbanger,
yeah. And then I kind of went in bands for a while. I tried to be a big rock star. I had a record deal when I was younger, 25 or something like that. You know, and I said by 35, if I hadn't make it, I was done. And I hit 35, and I had spent a boatload of money, and I hadn't made it. And life was not great at that point because of all the decisions I made through all that. But 35 hit, and I went, all right, I'm done. And I quit playing music for like 5 years. And you know, you're a musician, you know how it's in our bones. So I started playing in an acoustic duo. Did that for a long time. A lot of secular music. Again, wasn't quite Van Halen and Scorpions anymore, but it was still rock and roll. You just do some Nirvana and stuff like that. Got into the country rock a little bit, and then I just, like I said, 2 years ago was when God really said, do something with your music. And I went to Life Fest up here, which is a big festival up here. And I thought, okay, this is awesome. I've never been to this. I don't know any of this music, but it's great. I love it. I want to do this. And I told my wife, Michelle, I said, I'm going to do something with my music. God's telling me to do something with my music. So I'm going to do it. And then somehow life got in the way, and that kind of got pushed off to the side. And so we went last year. Well, now it'd be a year ago. And I saw Ben Fuller there. And I don't know if you know who Ben Fuller is, but he's a big Christian artist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So just the power of his words and the way he performed so humbly, and he just sang to God, you know, it was, so I think God said, well, you're not going to listen to me, so I'm going to use Ben, and you're going to listen to Ben. And when I got done with that, I said, honey, I got to do some of my music now. And that same weekend, I wrote my first Christian song, which was He Rescued Me, which was my salvation song. So that's how my transition went.
Isn't that the one I'm playing? Yeah, I have. Yeah. I have one of those. So I understand exactly what you're saying about that too, because God places people in your life when you don't expect them to be there. He'll place, like you ask him a question and you're like, how come you didn't answer me? And then all of a sudden the doorbell rings, somebody calls you, something, and you're like, okay, I get it. You know, and you understand. Okay, that's my answer. But you have to look. You have to look for those answers. And I know there's a book I read called God Winks, and it's like he winks at you and he gives you these little things like around your life to tell you. But if you're Christian and you really believe, you're going to know, and you're going to look for those things. And that's what we do. That's what we're trained to do. So, I mean, that's incredible how that happened to you, because you listen to it, you know, listen to the calling, because a lot of people don't. And then you have Christian artists who You have artists that are Christians their whole life and they're Christian artists, and all of a sudden they go, what, one day, what? You know, I don't believe in God anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. You hear that all the time.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know, then you weren't doing it for the right reasons in the first place. Because if you're doing this for money, you and I know that definitely
you're in the wrong business.
Oh, yeah. You better get a full-time job and work somewhere else to see what you can make money.
Yeah. This is not where you're going to get rich.
Real quick, somebody wants to know what was the name of the band you were in?
Oh, it was called Stinger.
Stinger. That sounds like an 80s band.
Stinger was the one that I really tried to push my record that I had back then with.
Were you the lead singer?
Yeah, I actually started as a drummer. So when I started playing, I played my first bar when I was 16. I had to get my parents' permission. They had to sign those sheets. And I played drums and I sang.
Oh, cool.
But then I did that for quite a few years. But then when I cut the CD, it was like, well, I'm not Night Ranger, so I think I need to come out front. So I kind of moved out the keyboards a little bit because I liked something in front of me to hide me, you know, even though it's not hiding you. You know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And then I eventually moved out and I picked up an acoustic guitar because that hid me, you know. And then I just started singing. So I've been out front forever. I mean, I still play drums and everything, but
that's funny. I did that at church. I never thought I could sing either. I never thought I could sing at all until I was like put into a situation at church where I was the lead singer of our Christian contemporary band. Yep. And then I took it from there. God took it from there, actually. Yep. But I grew up in the same era as you. I mean, I love rock. That's why I do Christian rock. Because I love rock and I love Christian music and I love writing. So I figured, you know, I love Pat Benatar and all that era. Yeah. So you and I should do something one day.
Yeah, we should.
I think we would do a great song together.
Yeah. We're definitely in the same ballpark. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But why don't you talk about a little, you know what, let me play your song first and then I want to talk to you about you guys' music. But let me play, right. I'm going to play your song. I was going to play Hello, It's Me, but I'll play He Rescued Me first because that's the one that you were talking about. Okay. So let me get that 1 second. All right, this is He Rescued Me by Howard Gripp.
Standing alone, buried in shame, wondering where my life went wrong, crying to God for someone to blame, knowing the life I had was gone, living in fear of choices I made, thinking there was only one way out. God found me, held out his hand, and lifted me up off the ground. He rescued me, made me face what I had done. He rescued me and met me where I was. He rescued me. Came to show me there was no doubt that he could turn my life around. Just made a choice, trusting in faith. In him a new life could be found. Out of my darkness, searching for hope, I found a light to take its place. Never too far gone, never too far lost, for him to forgive my past mistakes. He rescued me, made me face what I had done. He rescued me and met me where I was. Found myself at the end, there was no hope for me in sight. Dropped to my knees, I prayed. He picked me up, he pulled me through, surrounded me with his loving arms. Now I have life in rescued me. He rescued me. Jesus rescued me. He rescued me.
Wow. That's a great song. I listened to it already, but I want to hear it again. I love the acoustics in that song. That is beautiful.
Yeah, that's actually the acoustic version of that.
I
The
know.
other
I
version,
like
yeah.
it.
I
See,
hired a guy
Yeah.
out of Nashville to play on that. He did a
Really?
great job.
Yeah, I love, because I love when the watered down songs. Sometimes
Yep.
the drums and everything, it's too much.
Yep.
Because guitar is my favorite instrument, so I love just hearing the acoustics like that. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Did
Yeah.
you released another version of that? Do you
Yeah,
know?
that was one of the first the 2 songs that I did for like $450 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to redo that on my EP in January. I think I'm going to redo.
Oh, great.
So yeah, give it
Yeah,
more
we'll
of a
talk
feel of
about
like,
that.
yeah.
So I know you won the You God's Music Showcase, and I actually entered that about 5 years ago, and I made it up there, but I couldn't get a lot of people to back that. I think it was actually during COVID. Nobody had money. So
Yeah.
it was before that. I didn't have anybody. A lot of people paid in my church, and they moved up a little, but then I just let everybody, I just said, that's it. You know, it was a lot to ask people. But you really had a lot. You really made it up there, huh? I watched your whole journey with that, and
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was so jealous of you that you got to be with Jeremy Camp. Bigger.
He's a nice guy.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Can you tell us a little bit about that journey?
Oh yeah, so it's funny because they reached out to me and they asked me to try our audition, put a video in an audition. They saw something, my YouTubes or something. I don't know what it was. And I said, sure. So I got in it really early on. Like they're already running it for next year already to try to get people in there. So it was like months went by, and then okay, now we've narrowed it down to 340 people, and you're one of the 340. So here's how it works. You got to get public voting, and we're going to narrow it down to 50, then 25, then 5. Mm-hmm. So, and you pick a charity. So I picked my church, and Crossfree Church here in Rapids, and I said, I talked to my pastor. I said, Pastor Dan, you're going to get a check from this company called You God's Music. It's probably going to be like $20 or $30.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be mostly coming from me because I'm going to vote for myself just to see if I can do anything, I said, and you're going to get one check, and that's going to be it. And then the next thing I know, I make in the top 50 because that wasn't too bad. I don't know. It's like 1,700 votes or something like that. And then, the voting was going on. I was like at 100 or 150, 200. And I'm telling my wife, well, he's going to get his $30 or $40 check, whatever it's going to be. And, it's kind of cool. And then all of a sudden I've got 1,000 votes in there.
Wow.
What the heck is this? And at that point, I didn't know how to see who was voting for me. So I'm going, who is voting for me? But somebody believed in me, and I got into the top 50. And then I found out who it was. And somebody that really believes in the music that God's given me and the message that the music is, getting out to people. And he said, I'm going to help you get there. And then we went in the second round. And so then I had to go back to my pastor and say, all right, you're going to get another check. The first one's going to be bigger than the $20. And now you're going to get another check, and it's going to be bigger than the first one. I said, but I think that's probably going to be it.
Yeah.
And then the top 25 rolls around, and that was insane. I mean, there were people jumping from 1,000 votes to 5,000 votes.
Yeah, I was
8,000 votes like
crazy.
that. It was crazy. That last 20 minutes was crazy. And there was, I think the top 12 all had at least 10,000 votes.
Wow.
Each. It was the most.
That's a lot of money that they must have made, right?
It's the most money they've ever made.
Wow.
And I don't know how that happened, if we all had people that were backing us, but
no, I want to hear about when you went there to perform as a finalist. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. So then we get there, and we're in the final 5, and it's, I finished first in the voting or something, but you never know because the judges have some say in who goes in that top 5. So, But I got the call and I made it, and I was all excited because, you know, we're going to the Tobin Center. We get a trip to San Antonio. It's all paid for. You know, I can take my family, yada, yada, yada. So we get down there and, you know, it's a competition and there's 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm a competitive guy. So I'm going in it, you know, flying down there. I'm a little competitive. I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to go get this thing. I want to win this thing, you know. And we get there and we get to the hotel. We're staying at the Thompson, which is like the very ritzy hotel they put us up in. It was awesome.
Wow, that's great.
Door, and there's a guy sitting on a couch playing a guitar, and so I just start talking to him, and it ends up being Lonnie Stewart's the one that won it.
Yeah,
It was his producer and his manager were sitting there, and they were just hanging out playing guitars, and you know, and I'm thinking, all right, well, there's some competition, and there's some pamphlets on the counter already of contestants. I'm thinking, all right, then we're going for it here, and then they put a dinner together for all of us Thursday night, all of our families and all the contestants.
wow.
You know, and again, I'm still thinking this is a competition. You know, I want to win this thing. You know, and we all went upstairs to the rooftop of this fancy hotel that overlooked San Antonio. It was just beautiful, and we all just started talking. And it was like I kind of, when people ask me, I kind of put it like this. You know, put a bunch of people in a room that all have the same goal and the same mission for what they want to do with their music, which is not win a competition. It's to spread God's word and God's love, and add a little God, and you got an instant family. And
Yeah.
we were at dinner for probably 4 hours.
Wow.
And by the time we were done with dinner, no one cared who won.
Wow.
I mean, it was so weird. Not weird. It was a God thing. You know, God. Yeah. God said, one of you guys is going to win. I know who it is, but you know, God says, I know who it is. But you guys aren't going to care who wins the show. So, you know, I'm soaking all of this in, and you know, Friday we do photo shoots, and I have people doing my makeup, and I'm giggling the whole time because I never had that stuff, you know. And they take you in this room, and she's powdering, and I'm laughing. My wife's in there taking pictures because everybody, I want to see him get makeup put on.
That's
and then we do this photo shoot, and the guy's just making me smile and making me laugh and yada yada. And I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. You get me laughing, it's hard to get me to stop. So I'm laughing. He's damn me doing these shoots, and he goes, "Okay, give me a serious pose." No, I couldn't do it. We tried for like 20 minutes to get a serious pose picture, and I couldn't do it. The makeup people were laughing, and it was a great time. But then Saturday comes the show, right? And they open the doors at 7:30 in the morning, and I took my daughter down to breakfast. We went down to breakfast about 8, and I said to my wife, you know, when I go over there, I'm not coming back. I'm going to take every second of this experience in, every second. So my daughter goes, well, I want to go down for breakfast, and I'll go over there with you for a little bit. So we go over there, and we eat breakfast, and we go over there. I was the first one there. I don't think any other contestants showed up till probably 11:30-ish, something like that. I mean, the crew was still pulling in equipment, and there's my daughter and I, and we're walking all over this place, man, because we had all access to everything. It's I'll make it in trouble for this, but say, you know, on authorized personnel only, we'd peek our head in there to see what was in there. We sat in the highest chair, you know, seat way up in the back in the balcony, and we sat in the box seats, and we sat down in the chairs that they were going to be sitting in, and it was just super cool. I mean, you walk in.
How old's your daughter?
16.
Oh, that's good. That's a good age.
Yeah, she's my stepdaughter. So,
yeah.
So it's just a huge horseshoe, and it holds 1,800 people. So when I walked in there, it was like, oh, this is bigger than any place I've ever played, you know.
Yeah.
And it holds 1,800 people. And then she decided she wanted to go back to the hotel. And I said, all right, well, we have wranglers, right? For those of you who don't know what a wrangler is, they just go and do whatever you need. If you need a glass of water, you've got some in the hotel, they'll run over. So they're all high school kids. And I walk into the green room, and again, none of the other contestants are even over there. And they're kind of shocked that I'm over there. And I said, you know, hey. So they show me to my dressing room. And the night before, I let this kid play my guitar. I went down for that photo shoot, and then they didn't know if I needed my guitar or not, you know. So I took it down to the lobby, and we're talking back and forth. He's probably 16, 17 years old. He goes, yeah, I just learned how to play guitar about 3-4 months ago. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. So we'll open that up and play me something. So he did. But he was terrified to pick it up to start with because he's new at guitar, and it's a Taylor, so it's a nice guitar.
Yeah.
But dude, it's just stuff. Just pick it up. You break it, it's insured. It's all good. So he played it. We had a little conversation there, and then he put it away. But the next day in the morning on Saturday, I walked back into this green room. There's all these kids. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 kids. I don't know, maybe another 10 parents in there, and they're all sitting around this table. So I'm a kid at heart, so I went and sat at the kids' table, and this young man walked in, and he goes, "Oh, I got a list of songs I know." I said, "Oh, you do you?" He said, "Jeff, I gotta, so when we go to the after party tonight, maybe you can bring your guitar and we can sit over in the corner and we can play some stuff." I said, "I'm not doing anything right now." I said, "Wrangler, how about you go grab my guitar in my dressing room?" So he runs down there, and he brings my guitar up. And I said, "Go ahead, open it up, pull it on." He opens it because I don't know if I can pick that up again. I said, "Just pick it up. It's just a guitar." So we sat there for like an hour and a half, and I sang with all these kids. It was unbelievable.
That's great.
While they're setting up the stage, and Jeremy Camp, none of those guys are even there yet, and we just sat around this green room for like an hour and a half, just singing songs and just having fun. And
Jordan,
then
there too, right?
What's that?
Jordan Felice there too?
Oh yeah, Jordan Felice came in. Jordan Felice, Jordan Smith, Blanca,
Wow.
Jason Crabb, and Jeremy Camp. Jason
Wow.
Crabb was. I spent quite a bit of time with him. That guy is something else. He
Yeah.
is so down to earth, and man, I tell you. So then, we're supposed to have a half an hour to warm up, each of us. Well, then it went down to 15 minutes, and then it went down to 5. We all got to run through our songs one time with the band.
Wow.
We got to play with Jordan Felice's band, and I had talked to him before, and they used some tracks from that song that you're going to play, "Hello, It's Me." But I was nervous when we were doing the dress rehearsal because I had some family out there. There wasn't a lot of people in the building yet, but I had some family out there, and I hadn't played with these guys, and it was like, all right, now it's real. Now it's getting serious. Yeah. And then we kind of get done with that, and here comes Jason Crabb, fist pumping everybody as he's walking down the hall, and here comes Jordan Smith, and everybody's coming down the hall, and we're meeting them all, and Jeremy Camp comes by and talks to all of us as he walks back to his dressing room.
Oh man.
And we all get ready, and then we go up and we have to do this meet and greet where you gotta, for like an hour, I think it was an hour, you sign autographs, and which I thought was really weird. I felt really weird, but I thought, you know what? I'm taking in every second.
That's right. You never know when it's gonna happen again.
Yeah. I shook everybody's hand. I asked everybody their name. We made some jokes. I made jokes with almost everybody who went through the room. Lonnie and I got pretty tight, over that couple of days, and we were sitting next to each other, so we were having fun with everybody, and it was awesome. Then, then Jordan and Blanca are all sitting on the other side at their table getting autographs and stuff. And then it comes time to, the competition is coming, and, it was just like, I thought I'd be terrified, and it was just, I was so calm. It was like, I'm supposed to be here, and no matter what happens, if you win, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Look at the opportunity that all 5 of us get to have.
That's right.
And when we walked out on that stage, you could feel God in that room. I mean, wow. His presence he was everywhere.
That's amazing.
And so Lonnie went and he killed it, and then Melanie went and she killed it, and Amanda went and she killed it, and I had to follow Athena and she killed it. So then I was a little nervous, but I thought, you know what, it doesn't matter. I get to play in front of 1,800 people, and there might be one person out there that hears either my song or one of the girls' song or Lonnie's song, and it changes their life.
That's right.
That's why we're here. So I went out there and I killed it. I felt like I killed it.
I know you did.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was the greatest musical moment of my life. And I had my family out there, and I'd made all these new friends, and got great comments from the judges, and Lonnie won, and I was super happy for him. It was just wild.
Yeah.
It's not like what you think a competition would be. You think, oh man, that guy won. Come on, man. It's like, no, man, Lonnie won. Yes, all right. And I would have done that for anyone.
Yeah, but if you think about it, there's a difference between doing a competition where God is the center of it.
That's right.
And a secular competition where everything is about, I want to win, I'm better than you, and all that. You know, when you have God in the middle of anything, there's going to be love, and you're going to see. And that's the reason why that happened to you, because everybody had the faith, you know, and that's an you're going to remember that the rest of your life. That's great that your wife and your daughter, you have one daughter, right?
2 stepdaughters. Yep.
That's great that they were there, because they were able to see you. And like you said, we're not getting any younger. And be able to do that, and even if it happens once in your lifetime. I mean, I haven't had that moment yet.
You got to get it.
But I did try out for America's Got Talent. I know you did. And they said they liked me, so we'll see what happens.
There you go.
But you know what?
I hope you get there.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, but like you said, you know what? I don't even care if I win.
Yeah.
I don't care if I win any of these. I mean, yeah, it would be wonderful to win, but it's not about that. It's about spreading the message. It's about getting your name out there, you know, and spreading the word of God, and letting people, maybe we could touch one person with our music. And, you know, and that's all it's about. And I was really, really happy for you. I mean, really genuinely happy. I was so proud of you. And happy for you did that, you know, it was great. And, you know, we have to help each other in this industry, especially Christian artists. We definitely have to for each other. But I want to play, let me play your next song, the one you played there, right? Hello,
It's Me. Yep.
All right, and then we'll talk about that. This is Hello, It's Me by Howard Gripp.
Opening the door, gonna let you in. Hey God, it's me. It's been a while walking on the edge. I'm coming back to you, where I belong. Living my own way, a straight way too long. Me can do it on my own, stuck in my sin. You help me see the battling alone I just can't win. Coming back to you, where I belong. Living my own way, a straight way too long. Thank you.
You know, you remind me a lot of Jeremy Camp.
Oh yeah.
That's probably why I like you. That's probably why I like your music and your voice, because you remind me of him. He's my favorite. He's my favorite singer of all time. I
He
don't
was
know why.
great. Oh man, he was
I
great.
can't even imagine. Stop.
And I was right in the front row.
I hate you. I used to sing all of his music in church. I was the lead singer. I sang it in as a girl's voice, but I sang his music because, you know, I sing a lot of this type of music also. But I love his music. I love him. I love his music, his songwriting. I mean, he's just an incredible artist. And his wife's got like 4 kids, right? Does he have 4 or 5 kids?
Yeah.
And he's just, I can't imagine. Was he a really great person in person too?
Yeah, super nice. Super nice. Man, he was great. He was great. His guitarist was great. His drummer was unbelievable. His brother played guitar and bass as well.
Did he really? His brother?
Yeah. His brother played with him, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And he played a new song. It might be out now, called Survivor. Go listen to that.
Yeah, that's a good song. I heard it.
Yeah,
I love it. Can you play it? Have you tried to play it?
I haven't tried playing that yet.
That's a good song. That's a good song.
He was awesome.
What's the story behind this song now?
So when I was young, I went to church all the time with my mom. She played the big pipe organ and she sang in choir and she worked for the church. During the summer, I was at the church because we didn't have daycare. Church wasn't my daycare. And then, so I had faith. I don't know if I had that personal relationship with Jesus, but I had faith, you know. And then I turned 16, and then music just engulfed me. And I went off kind of on my own, you know, and I did my own thing and I made my own decisions. And the only time I really talked to God was when something was wrong, you know, or I needed something. You know, the faith wasn't as strong as it was when I was younger. So I kind of went out and did my own life, and that didn't turn out great for me. But then I said, you know, I got to get back to God. I got to come back to God. So it's the journey of going with faith and then going out on your own and then really coming back strong with faith. So it's just saying, hello, it's me, I'm back.
Yeah, I really, I understood that. And a lot of people could probably relate to that. You know, especially when you're kids. You know, my mother used to drag me to church all the time when I was a kid. I was like, why?
Yeah.
You know, and then same thing. I mean, we have a lot in common. I mean, you know,
we really do.
I sang in the choir when I was a kid, you know, and then I grew up, and then, like I said, I fell away from the church too. I fell away from God, and like everybody, life gets in the way. You know, it always does. And then we wind up coming back home where we belong. And I guess it doesn't matter how old you are when that happens, right?
Right.
God has a sense of humor. I'm like, now, right? All of this now. That's okay. Just give me the strength to do it, and I'll do whatever you want. That's all. Do you attend church now regularly with your family?
I do.
Oh, you said you did.
Yeah, I got divorced, I don't know, 7 years ago or so, and I have since remarried. I wanted to find a good Christian woman that would get me back to church and get me back in to my faith, you know. And so I remarried. We've been married about 5 years now. 3 years ago, we moved up here to Wisconsin Rapids, and I became a member of the first church I've ever been a member of. And 3 years ago, I tried out for the worship team, and I became a member of the worship team for the first time ever. So so I'm on the worship team. My wife teaches Sunday school. We're in a life group. The church is actually letting me do my EP release concert there in November.
Cool.
So I found a whole new family there. Whole new family.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know, that's what I believe. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could play a million venues in the world, but if you're not welcome at your own church,
that's right.
It's, you know, and to have your wife there and your kids and everything, just it's a family.
It is.
You know, that's life, you know, and that's really great that you're blessed with that, because not many people, a lot of people don't have that. So that's. Do you have a let me say, what scripture or passage do you think sums up your life?
Oh, that's a good one.
I caught you.
You did. One of my favorite verses is Isaiah 12:2. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and will not be afraid, for the Lord God is my strength and my song,
Yep.
and he has become my salvation. So that's been one of my favorite verses. And I think my life, he's given me the gift of music, just like he's given you the gift of music. And I'm excited to be able to use that gift to glorify him.
Exactly. That's exactly what I say. Exactly. It's to everything to glorify him in our lives.
And I don't know about you, but if people that knew me 10 years ago heard me saying this stuff, they'd probably think I was out of my mind. Or who is that guy? But that old saying, you can't teach old dog new tricks. Well, you put God in their life and they will change. They will change 100%. So and my life is totally changed, and
God
my
doesn't
reason for
want
living.
perfect people, right? He doesn't want perfect people.
Right. That's good.
And we're none of us are perfect. The only one that's perfect is Jesus. That's
right.
why we need him. So I mean, that's great. I know you were talking about your new album. You want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. So I cut that in Nashville in April. The first song, Hello, It's Me, which you just heard, came out July 26th. Fearless will be coming out next Friday. I've got one coming out every 4 weeks. And then November 8th, the full EP will be released. And that's when I'm doing my release party on the 2nd of November. So, and then I will be going back into the studio in January, doing another one. So God keeps opening the doors. I just keep walking through them. If he closes a door, I walk away from it.
Exactly. I that's hard for me to do.
It's hard for me to do too.
It's very hard to walk away from a door that's closed.
Hang on, my headphone died.
Oh,
I knew it was gonna. How about this one?
I can still hear you though. Can you hear me?
Well, hang on just a second. I was afraid that was going to happen.
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Let me see if I can just turn this up here.
All right.
This is the beauty of live, right?
Yep. Yeah, sometimes it happens.
There, I got you.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Die.
You know what? I was using my headset when I first started out, and I felt like I was getting more feedback and more problems with the headset than I was without it. So I stopped using it.
Yeah.
I stopped using it. I just started just doing without it. I mean, I think it's fine. You can hear me fine, right?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, just a couple more questions. Is there any venue that you haven't played at that you want to one day?
What a great question you just asked me. Last night, my wife and I's anniversary is Saturday.
Yeah, happy anniversary, by the way. I saw that.
And for our anniversary, we wanted to go see Phil Wickham, and he was in Milwaukee with us for 2.5 hours. So last night we went and saw. Man, it was great. Phil Wickham and Brandon Lake together. They sang together.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. I'm looking in that arena. I'm thinking there's 8,000 people in here. I think I could play this place. I'm thinking I can play some big, 50,000 arena. I'm no Taylor Swift or anything, but that'd be cool to play something like that. But you know what? As cool as that would be, I play at this place in Normal, Illinois, which is 4.5 hours from here because I can't find places to play around here. Christian music, it's tough in Wisconsin here, but
Florida too.
Yeah. So I drive down to this place, and it might hold 50 people, but it's one of the most special places for me to go play because it was the first place I ever did. That was my first Christian gig there. And when I went there, I have another song called When I Pray that came out with He Rescued Me. And it's about a parent's perspective from a child dealing with addiction and basically dying a few times. And when I walked in there the first time, this guy walked up, asked what my name was, and because I wanted to do an open mic to try out and stuff. And I write my name down, and he takes my name, and he goes, Howard Gripp. And he goes, I said, yeah. He goes, you got a song on Spotify called When I Pray? So I'm looking around going, yeah, I'm 4.5 hours away. I've never talked to this guy. I'm going, all right, who set this up? You know, you talk about a God thing. And he
Yeah.
goes, I found your song When I Pray. He says, I play that every day. I play it for my
Wow.
there's people that are hurt. There's people that are hurt. I'm a recovering addict. He said, they had to pump my stomach 25 times. And I can only imagine, I could never really imagine what my parents thought, or what they went through until I heard this song. So that's, you know, would I love to play the 10,000 person arena? Absolutely. But I love to play a room full of 5 people and have all 5 of them come up here and tell me a story like that. Woo, there's a motorcycle.
You heard that?
I did.
Yeah, there you gotta love these people on the weekends here. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, well, you know, where 3 or more are gathered in my name, right?
That's right.
So, you know, I'll play for one person. I don't care.
Yeah, because you don't know.
No, I mean, I you know, a lot of people are like discouraged when they go to a venue and like 10 people show up. You know what? I always said, you know what? If 5 people show up for a show, I will give those 5 people the best show they ever had.
Yep.
And you never know who you're reaching, like you said.
Exactly. You never know. And before, you know, when I was doing the rock thing and playing the gigs all the time, that would bother me. When I'd walk, oh my gosh, there's 5 people here. Seriously, and we're going to waste our time doing this. And now I always go into any gig. Because I don't know how many people are going to. Sometimes you only get 2 or 3 people at some of these Christian gigs.
Yep.
My thing is, I might touch that person. You know, my music might touch that person, might help that person, or it might help them saying, I know George over here needs to hear this song or something. So it's just a whole different perspective of how you look at going in and playing gigs now. And it makes the gigs so much more fun because you just don't know.
It does, because like you said, it's a whole different outlook, and it's a whole different thing when you're a Christian artist.
Yep.
Because, you know, you see things differently.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of people that I know, several people, and there's nothing wrong with being multi-genre or doing all kinds of different music. But a lot of people do not want to label themselves as Christian artists today because of the industry. And we do, you know, and I do. And I will never say that I'm not. That's the way I look at it is, if people are going to turn me down, or if I'm not going to get anything because I'm a Christian artist, then God's going to provide. God's going to take care of me and you. And, you know, and anybody out there that gets denied a gig or something because they only sing Christian music, you know, so it doesn't bother me anymore. You know, God has blessed me, and I know He's blessed you.
Yeah, for sure.
So we just go on, and we just, you know, we do everything for Him and His glory, and He'll provide.
Yep.
And so what's next for you now?
I'll be cutting another EP in January. I got my EP release concert is going to be in November, and then I'm going to shoot a music video.
Cool.
In October. It's going to be Hello, It's Me, I think is going to be the song we're going to do. And I got a video company up here that I'm going to use, and
great.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Are you going to live stream the EP release?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch that. That's, okay. Yeah, because I do that too. I do mine from home though, and I do it from my studio, and I live stream like Facebook or something. And I did that a couple of times. Actually, I do all my I'm doing my next one, Step Into the Light of Jesus, September 2nd. I'm doing my release party on Labor Day.
Oh, really? What time?
Because I didn't realize this album was going to be released on Labor Day. And I said, oh my God, you know what? I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do some songs about America at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. There you go.
Together, right?
What time are you going to do that?
I have it scheduled. I think I know you're. How many hours are you behind Florida? 3 or 2?
One. Just one.
One?
I'm
central.
Yeah,
you're central, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think I'm doing it September 2nd at 5 o'clock my time.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I think it's on my music page. I'm probably going to do it on my music page this time instead of my other page. I'll see. Yeah. It depends, because sometimes you want to do everything on your music page and you wind up with more followers on your private page.
Yeah,
you're like, I got 3,000 people on this page or 2,000 on this page. So what do I do?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I mean, and I try to tell everybody, go follow my music page, and people still aren't.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But
Into
how
that.
can everybody, I mean, everybody can find you at, what are you, howardgrip.com?
HowardGrippMusic.com.
Music. All right.
And all my handles are Howard Grip Music, except for Twitter's H Grip Music because it was too long.
HowardGripMusic.com. And what is your YouTube?
H Grip Music.
All right. I'm going to send you, if you want to follow me, I'll follow you.
Yeah, for sure.
At YouTube. And let me see what else we got here. All right, so you got your album coming out, and then you have the album's coming out in January, you said?
I'll be recording in January, so probably March.
Okay. You have anything else coming up like next year? Any venues or anything you're playing at that you scheduled already or no?
I'm hoping when I get done with this EP concert, I'm having a video crew come in and video. I'm hoping to get us some festivals next year. I'm open to go anywhere. I don't know who listens to this, but I will go anywhere and play. I'll come to Florida. You and I can do a gig down there somewhere. How about that?
Oh, that would be great if I find something or you find something. Yeah. I'll open for you. Just let me know. And we have to definitely talk about doing a collab on something, because I think both of us together with our voices and rock, I think we would do a great Christian rock song.
I'm in.
Yeah, me too. I got so much going on right now, but I definitely want to work on that.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I really appreciate you. It was great having you. I really appreciate you coming on, and good luck with everything in your career. And I'll be praying for you.
Well, I'll be praying for you too.
For your music and for everything, and keep in touch. Yeah, and
for sure.
We'll keep in touch with each other and see how things. I know both of us have a lot going on, but we'll work on something. Yep. So you never know, guys. You might hear a song by both of us one day.
You will hear a song by both.
Okay, you will hear a song by both of us one day. We'll see if we can write something together or whatever. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's been great. You just have a blessed weekend, and I'm going to be watching your EP release party. Don't forget, everyone. When is it again? What date?
Saturday, November 2nd, 7 p.m. Central.
And it's going to be on your Facebook page?
I'm going to do it on all of them. Yeah, Facebook.
All right. All his social media. He'll November 2nd.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. You said?
Yep. Central.
Okay. 7 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
He'll be doing his EP release party, and you got to listen to him because he's music. You heard these songs; they're great. And he's a great artist, and you're so blessed with everything you do. Just thank you so much for coming on, and have a blessed weekend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for everything you do too. It's awesome.
I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, guys. I just want to thank everybody for watching. That was an incredible show. I was really looking forward to that. I thank everybody for taking your time out to always watch my shows. I am going to leave you with one of my videos. As I said, I'm going to start leaving each one of my shows with one of my videos. And then after that, the stream is going to end. So I just want to let you guys know the ISSA is coming up next Saturday. So I will be advertising that everywhere, and it will be right here on YouTube and my music page. I'll put the link out. Please watch that show. There's amazing artists that I'm going to be interviewing and talking to, and I'm nominated for 8 awards, which I'm so happy about. And also after that, on the 30th, I have another Christian artist coming on. Her name's Carmen Mills. She's another great artist who's played with other famous artists. So you might want to watch her also on the 30th. So I'm going to put them out there back to back. If you missed some of this, or if you're watching this on playback, when you do, thank you very much for watching this. The Four Persons Network is a Catholic network apostolate. You could donate to us at any time at thefourpersons.com. And also, if you would like to purchase any of my music or listen to my music, you can go on LisaMarieNicole.com. My YouTube page is going across the screen, youtube.com at Lisa M. Nicole. And my Facebook page is Lisa Marie Nicole Music. So this is my song off my album I just released, Grace Healed My Soul. This is my song, I Cry Out to You, Lord. This is about suffering and people in pain, crying and suffering and pain and asking God for help. So until next time, thank you very much. Don't forget, Jesus loves you and so do I. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.